crafting around. Today we are going to do one more Christmas project and we are done for 2017. So what we're going to need is a hot glue gun. We are going to need some styrofoam cones, which I purchased those at the dollar store, of course for $1. And we are going to make some Christmas trees. We are going to make some different kinds of Christmas trees. We have some that we are going to put fabric on, and I'm going to show you how easy that can be. Before you get started, don't forget the coffee. Okay, here we go. What I did was found some. I wanted to do some Christmas trees, and I was watching TV and I saw something that they had on sale that I thought was pretty cool. So I wanted to see if I could do it myself. So what I did was I have purchased some cones. Now this cone was bigger than this. In fact, it was this size right here. And what I did was I took my favorite fabric with my favorite color, and what I did was, this is actually fabric. And I put fabric over the cone. I Mod Podged, used the Mod Podge to glue it. And then I had a vine leaf with the berries on and the jingle bells, which I really, really liked. The next thing I did was I wanted something different, and I wanted them different shapes. Cutting these is not easy. In fact, because it is the shape that it is extremely hard. Ask my husband, because he cut them down for me. What I did with this was I wanted to do something a little bit different. So beans, my colors in my fabric are navy, and they've got like a tea stain, kind of a stained look, a vintage looking fabric. What I decided to do was actually use the lace material, and my lace material came in white. Okay, this is what I had at home and I wanted to use it up, was white. Well, I didn't want to put white with this, didn't like that, wanted it to look more vintagey. So what I did was I took the styrofoam cone, which it came like this, came bigger. I wanted 3 different sizes, cut it down, and then I painted the cone navy blue. When I painted the cone navy blue, of course I didn't want the harsh white to be on here because I didn't like that. So what I did was I took tea bags. I put them in water, I boiled them for a little bit, the tea bags. I squished the tea bags and made sure that the water itself was really stained good. I took my piece of lace and I dropped it in. I let it sit there for, I'd say, about 15 minutes, came back to it again, squished the water out. I let it set, let it dry. Then I went in and I just rinsed it with water, just plain water, no soap, no anything like that, just plain water. So it came looking like this to looking like this. Okay, now I didn't want the tops to be the same. I want things to be a little bit different. Here you can see that I went all the way around with the berry and the little jingle bells, and I have a star here, and the star is rusty. So I wanted to do something just a little bit different with this one. I had a strand of pearls like this laying around, and it's just like kind of a swag. So instead of putting a star or anything on here, I decided to just take this swag and swag it around the top to give it something a little bit different. I didn't want a lot to it, but I wanted something on it. Okay, now my dilemma. What am I going to do with them once I'm done with them? Okay, different things you can do. Believe it or not, I have something like this laying around in my house. Okay, I could put some styrofoam in here, and I could set this in here. I would put some styrofoam in to let it stand up a little taller. I could do that. Or I have one of these, of course. Have one of these at home. You could easily take that, paint it, leave it like this, and put this one in here, or put this one in here, or you could take the fake snow, put a little Mod Podge on the bottom, take your fake snow, put it on here, press it on a little bit, let that dry, and then you could take and put this in here. Well, I wasn't too crazy about that. So I came up to my mom's house one day, and she had some cutting boards laying around. She asked me if I wanted cutting boards and if I could use these, and I said, heck yeah, for the craft project. So look how cool this is going to look. We're going to put this one here. We're going to put this one here. And when we're done, we're going to stick this one right there. And then we're just going to hot glue them on here. And then always I have to do for Christmas is put this on and take it off. Now, if I want to later on, I might decide that maybe instead of it looking so plain like this, I might just dust it a little bit with snow. I could get the spray snow, put it on there if I want. But to be perfectly honest with you, I like the cuts. I like how this looks. I like the look of this. I like the used look of this. So this is what we're going to be using, and I'm just going to hot glue the trees on there. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. This was probably one of the easier projects that I did. A little on the time-consuming part because you have to let the Mod Podge actually set and get tacky. I decided I was going to go with this color. It's a little bit, it's different, but yet it matches everything that's here. So we're going to go and we're going to use this color right here. What I did was, again, I do have some striped, but it's very, very hard to try to get the striped to go up and down the way it's supposed to. Get some kind of material that you're going to use that's not going to have the stripe in it.
Valley is now offering updated digital TV packages and prices. Ask us about the brand new Choice TV package. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
So what I did was I just cut a square out of here. Again, what I don't use, I'll be using as little slivers and stuff for things down the road. Okay, here's my smaller one, which is going to match with the rest of these. Match in. Shake up the Mod Podge. First thing we're going to do is we're going to Mod Podge the whole tree. The only thing that I don't Mod Podge is the top of it. Now you can buy cones, I believe, that actually come and have a point to them. I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that there were cones like that that I could buy. I just saw the ones that were flat like this, kind of like them anyway. So we're going to give that a whirl. You can also put anything on here that you want. I mean, you could use berries. You could use snowflakes to put some of them on here. You could use anything. Like I said, I just had a swag laying around that looked like pearls. Anything. You can use absolutely anything. The other thing that I do use is with the material and stuff like that, I use wreath pins. They're long like this. And beans these here are so small, if you would use the long ones, they would go all the way through, so I cut. And I cut at an angle so that they're still sharp enough to go through the foam. Because I didn't glue all of these along the way, I took the pins and pinned them in the back like that. I did glue the top one to start with, and then after that I just pinned all the way along. So you can have them on hand and use them if you're going to be using something that requires them. With this one here, this is just going to be plain and simple, nothing fancy. We're going to put the material on, and then we're going to put the star on. This time we're going to be using a star. So again, like I said, I use a foam brush. Put it on until it gets good and tacky. By the time you're done, it's about set and ready to go. Also, be sure and I use wax paper. I use tons and tons of wax paper. Use your wax paper so that you don't get your table dirty or anything dirty around it. Don't be afraid to put on a generous amount because it is dry, it is foam, it's going to definitely soak it up. I look for a sale and buy tons of these brushes because once you're done using Mod Podge, to wash it out is really, it's not very good. I mean, if you don't rinse it out, then you end up with it getting really hard because this is glue based. So if I do these 3 of them, I would make sure that I just use one brush and do all 3 of them at the same time.
Blazing fast broadband internet from Valley is now available and better than ever. Let us help you decide which speed is best for you. The 50 meg speed would be sufficient for 1 to 4 devices, mainly emailing and surfing the web. Our 100 meg speed works great for 5 to 8 devices and multiple users streaming and downloading video. If you have 8 devices or more that are simultaneously streaming or gaming, or if you have a medium-sized business, the 250 meg speed would work best for you. For extreme heavy home or work from home use, or if you have a medium to large business using 15 or more devices, you may want to consider our 500 meg download speed to fit your needs. And if you're a home or business that needs it all, we have our 1000 meg, 1 gig broadband internet speed. Call our office today at 437-2615 and talk with one of our staff members to pick the speed that's best for you.
Okay, now what I did with this is I start at the corner and I roll. I roll it. That's what I found works best for me. May not work that way for you, but it does work that way. It did work that way for me. So I start it, and give yourself enough room on the bottom so that the bottom and top have enough material so that you can cut it. Now when you're doing this, pull it tight. You'll want to pull it tight so that you don't have the gaps and stuff. Okay, that's down. I'm going to make sure that this part is pasted down. And now roll it. You can see this is pretty well. Now we're just going to let it dry. Okay, and then once it's dried, I'm going to put it in the drying bin. Then once it's all dried, and then we're going to take and we're going to cut the seam. And then where the seam goes, we're going to use a little bit extra Mod Podge and Mod Podge it together. Now, I do realize that there's a lot of fabric and stuff here, but remember, you can cut it off, use it for another project. You want to make sure that it's tight, and depends on what kind of fabric you use. Your Mod Podge is going to come through, because with this right here, there's not a lot of fabric and stuff. It's got holes all over it because it's lace. So it came through, so it was good that I had this paper and stuff laying down like this. Doesn't take very long for this to dry. In fact, if you want, you can put it by your heater. I kind of look to see where I can cut it straight. And again, like I said, you can go out there, look for some Christmas material. They've got some really, really cute Christmas material. You can go, if you're a red fan, go for the different reds that there are. There's such pretty greens that you can do. Like I said, I always look for, and it doesn't have to be Christmas. It can be whatever you like. Again, it's what you like. Don't worry about what anybody else likes. It's what you like, your project. You gotta like it. Now, you can tell on this one right here, I took the fabric to the bottom, and then I used those pins around here. This I did not take to the bottom. I cut it off right here at the ends. So you can do it either way, whichever way works for you. Now, if you take a doll and you put it in here, or you put a branch in here, you could also drill a hole in here and put it like this. I would then take it all the way to the bottom so that you don't see that. Okay, let's take a look at our mess here. Now, I'm going to cut a straight line. We're going to see how it looks. And again, we may have to add more Mod Podge. In fact, we know we are going to have to, because we're going to take it all the way to the side here. Pretty straight cutting, if you ask me. Okay, now the Mod Podge itself is going to go on the lip right here of the material, and that's fine. That's going to be absolutely just fine. Make sure we have enough. Like I said, don't be afraid to get it on anywhere, because it's got to stick, it's got to hold. So bottom to top. And I always wait just a little bit to get it tacky, because once it's tacky, that's when you get the best results. Tacky, make sure that you take it and you want to bring it all the way to the ends. Make sure that you stretch it so that you get the material good and tight. Okay, bring it along this way. I'm going to tighten the material here, roll it. You don't want to get the crinkles. If you need to add more Mod Podge, you can add more Mod Podge. Pull it down a little bit, pull it up a little bit. There is a natural crease in here. There is like a little crease that runs down the sides, or the one side of the cone itself. There we go. Whoops, this keeps moving on me. Didn't let it set up as much as I should. And I'm just going to hold it there with my finger for just a little bit. Put a little pressure on it. This is where it would help if you would have like a little space heater or a fan or something like that. That would help to let it dry. Okay. Once this is dry, we're ready to show you the next step. Come back and join us.
Faster than fast internet is here. Valley now has higher broadband speeds of up to 1 gigabit. Get the bandwidth you need for all your devices at one time. Gaming with no lag time. Video stream your favorite movies instantly in HD quality. Video chat with friends and family without interruption. Download your favorite music and photos in seconds. All on our 100% fiber optics network. Valley offers managed Wi-Fi and backup services too, bringing together all the services you need. Valley Telecommunications Cooperative.
Now what we're going to do, instead of bringing it down like this, I've decided to just cut the bottom off. So we're going to cut the bottom. If we need to, we can Mod Podge that part of it. Right here. I better just cut it. Okay, we're just going to cut off the bottom, and I'm going to cut as close to the bottom as what I can here, without showing the white, and still letting it able to stand. I see a couple spots I'm going to go after here a little bit. And like I said, I don't want to get too far to where you can see the white of the foam through the bottom, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, there we go. There's our third one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a star. I've got a little star here, like that. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to hot glue it on there. So let's see here. How can I hot glue that? Where is it going to stick nicely? Just going to take a little bit of hot glue. I think what I'll do is I'll just put it up here. What I did was I just kind of, for the top part, I just kind of gathered the fabric and then I glue it. And it's white now, it looks white, but when it dries, it'll dry clear. So let's just take a little bit of hot glue. There we go. Okay, hot glue works there, but does it work like this? There we go. I'm gonna get it here to the outside. Take it, we'll hold it just for a little bit to let it dry. hands are full of Mod Podge. And I'm not going to put anything on this because I want this to be plain and simple because the other ones are decorated. So, instead of gluing these or hot gluing these on, I think what I'm going to do is I am just going to let them stand like this, just in case I decide that I want to do something a little bit different, or that I maybe want to put snow on the bottom, or maybe I'll just take a doily and throw it over the top or something. But anyway, these are our 3 different put together all different heights Christmas trees. I think this would be better if we would go like this and put these 2 together. How about that? Arrange, rearrange, over-arrange, whatever you want to do. And again, you could use anything to put these on, anything that you like. Nowadays, they've got some really cute plates. They've got a lot of different things, like for instance, these things, little tubs, little things like this that you can find in the craft store, craft shop, anywhere. Again, find what you like and what works best for you. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.